What's good, everybody? It's your guy Lewis checking back in. We got another installment of chapters for y'all, man. Hope y'all enjoy it. This time we're highlighting the life and NBA career of Lorenzen Wright, as well as the circumstances surrounding his unfortunate death. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, drop a comment below the video, share it with your people. If you're not tapped in already, be sure to subscribe to the AHumbleSoul YouTube channel. It's greatly appreciated, Follow us on social media and all that. Without further hesitation, let's get into this installment of chapters. Rest in power to Lorenzen Wright.
I didn't even think there would even be a team here in Memphis. We always dreamed about having a basketball team or a football team, and we got this team. I was on the Atlanta Hawks, and at the time, that was the closest team to being in Memphis. So I felt like I was at home by being in Atlanta. And when the team came here, I just knew it wasn't possible that I would actually be on this team. And it happened so fast. It was just a great thing to happen to me, and I thank God for bringing me here.
Lorenzen Wright was born and raised in Oxford, Mississippi, largely known for being the home of popular Southern University, Ole Miss. Lorenzen ended up moving about an hour and a half southeast to Memphis, Tennessee during his senior year of high school to stay with his father and play for Booker T. Washington High. He became a standout on the court at the school. He averaged 27.6 points, 18.1 rebounds, and 6.6 blocks per game in the regular basketball season. Lorenzen was heavily recruited by schools nationwide, but instead of venturing away from the Mid-South, in 1994, he committed to the University of Memphis, which was then known as Memphis State. He quickly became a superstar, leading the team in scoring, rebounding, and block shots his first year, and was selected to participate in the 1994 McDonald's All-American game in New York. He kept the momentum going his sophomore year as he continued to lead the team and was considered by sports enthusiasts across the country as one of the nation's best players. After 2 years at Memphis, Lorenzen decided to take things to the next level. He entered the 1996 NBA draft and was selected number 7 in the first round by the Los Angeles Clippers.
The commissioner is ready, as you see.
With the 7th pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Lorenzen Wright from the University of Memphis.
Well, the record continues here on draft night. That's 7 underclassmen in a row to start off the draft. Lorenzen Wright of Memphis, the latest. His dad is Herb. He's the head women's coach at Shelby State Community College in Memphis. Played some pro ball in Finland. His mom, Deborah. And Lorenzen Wright, the 6'11", 225-pound sophomore out of Memphis. The 7th pick in the first round by the Los Angeles Clippers.
And went on to enjoy a professional career that lasted more than a decade, 13 years to be exact. Over that time, he averaged 8 points and 6.3 rebounds per game. Aside from the Clippers, Lorenzen played for the Atlanta Hawks, Memphis Grizzlies, Sacramento Kings, and ended his career with the Cavs, the 2008-2009 NBA season. More than a professional athlete, Lorenzen was a father, husband, son, brother, uncle, and friend. It was around his senior year at Booker T. High that Lorenzen began dating Shara Robinson, who was actually the daughter of his AAU coach. The two would fall in love, get married, and end up having 7 children together. Sadly, the 7th child, a baby girl named Sierra, died of sudden infant death syndrome at 11 months old in 2003. That same year, the couple created the Sierra Simone Wright Scholarship Fund in her memory.
A little bit about some of your tattoos, because you have a lot of interesting ones.
I got a few. I got
like what's that one?
This one is my daughter right here.
Is that your first kid?
No, my daughter that passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lorenzen and Shara reportedly went through their ups and downs throughout their relationship and 13-year marriage. In February 2010, approximately 5 months before Lorenzen's murder, they divorced. Lorenzen was ordered by the court to pay $26,000 a month in child support for their 6 kids. As part of the settlement, he also purchased a $1 million life insurance policy. Lorenzen was last seen alive around 10:30 p.m. on July 18, 2010. He had traveled to Memphis to visit his 6 kids, along with other family and some friends. He reportedly left the home of his ex-wife's Shara in Collierville, a Memphis suburb, around 10:30 p.m. Not too much is known what happened between then and the time of his murder. Hours before his disappearance, everything appeared to be fine. Lorenzen had spent the day with his close friend Philip Dotson. The two were Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity brothers at the U of M. Wright was also the best man in Dotson's wedding and his children's godfather. Earlier that day on July 18th, Lorenzen and Dotson had enjoyed lunch at Logan's Roadhouse in Memphis before returning to Dotson's home, where Lorenzen wrestled and played NBA Live with Dotson's sons. They later took a ride in Dotson's Nissan Armada, picking up Wright's son, Lorenzen Jr., along the way. The get-together ended around 10 p.m. when Dotson dropped Lorenzen and Lorenzen Jr. off at Shara's home. It would be the last time Dotson saw his friend alive.
Hi, Georgetown 911, where's your emergency? Hello? 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 Son, I have nothing but gunshots. Hello? Hello?
In the early morning hours of July 19th, a 911 dispatcher in Germantown, Tennessee, received a call from a frantic voice muffling an expletive before multiple gunshots were heard and the call dropped. Surprisingly, dispatchers didn't alert law enforcement because they couldn't confirm that the call came from their jurisdiction. It wasn't until July 27th, one day before Wright's body was located, that the Germantown 911 service notified investigators about the call. This was also 5 days after Wright's mother, Deborah Marion, had reported him missing. On July 28th, about 10 days after he was last seen alive, Lorenzen's decomposed body was found in a remote area near a golf course in Memphis.
Police in Memphis, Tennessee have found the body of former NBA player Lorenzen Wright. That's according to Wright's uncle, who tells the Associated Press that police broke the news to the athlete's father Wednesday afternoon. A police officer would not confirm that, but said a man's body had been found near a wooded area some 15 miles south of downtown Memphis. A local news helicopter showed investigators searching the area for evidence. It is not clear yet how he died.
I can't believe it. When I got the call, my mom, she called me, I broke down crying.
It's just very heartbreaking. He's a wonderful person to work with. It's just so unfortunate. I knew in my heart that something had gone wrong.
Wright played for 13 years in the NBA. He started his career with the Los Angeles Clippers and played for a total of 5 teams, most recently the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2008-2009 season. He was last seen July 18th when he was expected to fly out of Memphis. His family filed a missing persons report a few days later on July 22nd.
An autopsy would later reveal that Lorenzen, who was 34 when he passed, had been shot multiple times, including twice in the head, twice in the chest near his heart, and once in the forearm. After news of Lorenzen's death hit the headlines, a dark cloud came over the entire city of Memphis. Lorenzen was a beloved figure in the community and had helped out countless families in need and supported young basketball players within the city's impoverished areas. A memorial service was held for Lorenzen at the FedEx Forum, which brought out hundreds of fans, along with his family, childhood friends, and former NBA teammates. As more and more details were shared about his death, rumors began to quickly spread as well. Some pointed the finger at his ex-wife, Shara. Others thought Lorenzen's death may have been the result of him owing money to a violent drug trafficking organization. His ex-wife, Shara, initially told police detectives that she saw Lorenzen leave her home with a box of drugs and a large amount of money in his possession. She also said she overheard him say he was going to flip something for $110,000 before hopping in a car with somebody she didn't know and driving off. Years later, that claim would prove to be a lie. What isn't a lie, however, is the fact that Shara, in less than a year, spent the $1 million in life insurance proceeds her children received following their father's death. She purchased everything from a $339,000 home to $69,000 worth of furniture to a Cadillac Escalade, Lexus, and splurged on lavish trips out of town, to say the least. Despite Shara's alarming spending, she never wavered from assuring law enforcement and the media that she had no involvement in her ex-husband's murder. For several years, Lorenzen Wright's murder remained a cold case. No major leads were announced, and no arrests were made by the police. That was until late 2017. In November 2017, one of the guns linked to bullets removed from Lorenzen's body was recovered from a lake in Walnut, Mississippi. A few weeks later, police in Collierville arrested Billy Ray Turner. Reports revealed that Turner and Shara both attended Mount Olive No. 1 Baptist Church. Turner was a deacon there, and Shara was a minister. Turner also cut Shara's grass and allegedly was in an intimate relationship with her. Following Turner's arrest, Shara herself was apprehended in California for her alleged role in Lorenzen's murder. The tip about the murder weapon in the lake allegedly came from Jimmy Martin, Shara's cousin. Martin was paid to help plot Lorenzen's murder, and he also assisted with cleaning up the crime scene after the deadly shooting took place. Martin is currently serving 20 years in prison for murdering his girlfriend, Martha Jean Bounds, an Army vet who once served in Iraq. He hasn't been sentenced for his alleged hand in Lorenzen's murder, however. In July of 2019, Shara pled guilty to facilitating the murder of her ex-husband. She was reportedly sentenced to 30 years in prison. Billy Ray Turner has pled not guilty to murdering Lorenzen, and his trial is currently scheduled for October of 2020. He's currently serving 16 years in prison for felony possession of a firearm in an unrelated case. The death of Lorenzen Wright remains one of the most bizarre and high-profile murders of a former NBA player, as well as one of the most heartbreaking losses taken by the city of Memphis in recent decades. Lorenzen was a prosperous basketball player, committed father, and loving family member and friend. More so, he was a hero to the city of Memphis, and his legacy continues to live on nearly 10 years after his death. Rest in power to Lorenzen Wright, and prayers and condolences to his family. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this installment of Chapters, man. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, drop a comment, share the video with your people, Make sure to subscribe to the AHumbleSoul YouTube channel and spread the word. We'll have more content dropping, so stay tuned. And make sure to follow us on social media. It's greatly appreciated. Until next time, we'll holler at y'all. It's your guy, Lewis, man. Take it easy. 100.